Welcome back to another video, and today we got our conference championship game predictions. We're going to look at both the AFC and the NFC championship game. The Eagles versus Commanders, the Bills versus Chiefs. Two huge games. We got a bunch of storylines to talk about. And yeah, we will make our selections. We're just going to do this how we normally do. We'll look at the standings here because I got a bunch of my buddies. We all just make our picks every single week. And yeah, we'll look at that first, and then we'll go into the picks. Real quick, though, before we get started, just wanted to say if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to hit 200 by the end of the month, and we got, 8 days left? We're 7 subscribers away at this point of me recording, so I think it's doable. We're getting really close. So yeah, it takes 2 seconds. It's free. We just really appreciate that. We are also trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. Yeah, just some goals I set for myself this year. If you are new around here and you're interested, we do college basketball, college football, NFL, and NBA every single week, as well as MLB content when that season is up and running. So if any of that interests you, make sure you subscribe, turn on the noties. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. So I'm in first, and how we do it, how the standings work out is every regular season game is 1 point. You get it right, you get a win. You get it wrong, you get a loss. Every playoff game is worth 2, so 2 right, you get 2 wins if you get it right, 2 losses if you get it wrong, and then the Super Bowl is 3 each, depending on if you get it right or wrong. So I'm in first, and I'm 13 out of second place at this point. I believe I have clinched first place once again for the 4th year in a row. Crazy. We've only done it 4 years. I've won all 4 years. Yeah, we got a pretty tight race though. Besides that, for second, third, and fourth, that should definitely be interesting. I mean, any 3 of those guys can be in any order because we got 3 more games, total of 7 points on the board. So any of that, any of shifting there is possible. But with that being said, we're gonna get into what everybody came here for, and we got 3 on the Commanders to start off, which was very surprising. The Eagles are the home team here. Um, I was really surprised to see this. The Eagles are obviously the favorite in this game. 6-point favorites, actually. Pretty big spread here for an NFC Championship game, but it makes sense. The Commanders, although I know Jaden Daniels is playing like maybe a fringe top 5 QB in the NFL, as crazy as it is to say. Maybe not top 5, but definitely top 10, maybe like top 8, top 7 ish, top 6 even. I don't know. He's playing amazing. That's all you really need to know. He's playing amazing. The Commanders as a team are playing amazing. Speaking, of playing amazing, the Commanders won 45-31 against the Detroit Lions, who were my pick, I believe, to win the Super Bowl going into the playoffs. It was crazy. The Commanders just 28 points in the second quarter. That is absurd. They got out to a lead 17-14 in midway through the second quarter, and then they just never looked back. They scored a touchdown, then the Lions scored a touchdown, then they scored a touchdown. They were up 10 going into half. The Lions got it back to a 3-point game. Then the Commanders scored a touchdown. They scored another one, and that did it. Yeah, the Commanders win 45-31. Great game all around from their whole team. Was very surprised. That game was so surprising. The Eagles-Rams game, the Eagles really dominated this game until the end. The Rams really made a push there late. Actually, I take it back. I always do this. I always say dominated. The Eagles were, it felt like, in control of the game the whole way through. Um, the Rams were never leading the game after the first quarter. The Rams got out. The Eagles got out to a 6-0 lead. Then the Rams scored to make it 7-6. But then after that, when Saquon got off that huge, what was it, like 60-yard rush, and they went up 13-7. The Eagles were leading the rest of the way. It was tied at one point, but yeah, the Eagles not dominated, but they were. It felt like in control of this game for the whole way through, and I kind of expected this. I thought the Rams would keep it close. I thought they'd keep it interesting. Thought it'd be a very close game. I actually saw a world where the Rams won. I did pick the Eagles to win, and the Eagles did win. But yeah, it looked like, when Saquon got that 80-yard rush, it looked like the Eagles had sealed it. But then the Rams went down and scored pretty quickly. They got the ball back. They had a chance to get the win. They were only down 6 points, and it looked like for a second they were actually going to win that game. Yeah, the weather was really in Philly's favor. I think that might be the only reason that they won that game. If I'm going to be honest, the Rams may have played better. So, but the Eagles won. And here they are in the NFC Championship game. And if I'm going to be honest, I think the two teams in the AFC are pretty clearly better than these two teams. I think the Chiefs and the Bills would beat either of these teams. But this is just how it's set up, and we gotta pick with what we're given. So with all that being said, let's take a look at some of the storylines. We could see an Eagles-Chiefs rematch this year in the Super Bowl from, what was that, 2 years ago now? We could see that. Once again, Jalen Hurts versus Mahomes. The other really cool thing I think we could see, could you imagine if Jaden Daniels, a rookie quarterback, takes the Commanders from winning, 4 or 5 games last year, to winning the Super Bowl? He's only 2 games away. I know it sounds crazy to say it when you put it like that, but with the way that he's playing better than arguably any quarterback in the playoffs. Now, that's not me saying I would take him over. Like, honestly, I'd probably take Josh Allen and Mahomes over him. Him and Jalen Hurts right now, who I would take, I don't know. There's a question there. But if you're talking about how good your quarterback has played in the playoffs, I think Jaden Daniels might be number one so far, which is crazy. And we're only 2 rounds in, but still 2 rounds to go, so we'll see. Maybe that will change. But he's playing amazing. These two teams have played each other already twice this season. They're both in the same division. The Commanders actually won the last game they played. The Commanders were one of the Eagles' 3 losses on the year. So they split in the regular season. This is going to be a great game. I think both these games, both the AFC and the NFC Championship games, are going to be very close. I hate to do this, but I think the Eagles' defense is the difference maker here. I think the Eagles' defense, they have one of the best defenses in the league. I said this last week against the Lions. Maybe, I'm wrong. I actually was the only one to pick the Commanders over Tampa. I didn't pick the Commanders last week over the Lions. But I said this in last week's video. I feel like the difference maker here is the defense. I just can't trust Washington's defense enough. And, if their offense is going to go out and score 45 points, then maybe I don't need to trust them. But how realistic is that against this Eagles defense? This Eagles defense is legit. I still worry about the experience. I know it's, but Jaden Daniels has won 2 playoff games already. But, it's a rookie quarterback still. He's going into Philly. That I know he's done it before already this season. That stadium's just those fans. Again, I know he's played there before, but playoff atmosphere in Philadelphia. I know he went into Tampa. I know he went into Detroit, and maybe he goes to the Super Bowl. I would love nothing more for Jaden Daniels because I would honestly rather see Washington win this game than Philly. But if I'm being honest with myself, I just trust their coaching. I trust their experience. They've been here before. I trust their defense. I think the defense is the difference maker. I think Philly's defense is much better than Washington's. So I'm going to take the Eagles at home. But, man, would it be amazing to see Jaden Daniels lead the Commanders to a Super Bowl? That would be absurd. But I am going to take the Eagles. Now let's move on to the better of the 2 games, in my opinion. The AFC Championship, where the Buffalo Bills are going to be going into Arrowhead to take on the 15-2 Chiefs. I saw this stat. Patrick Mahomes, in his last 23 games he started, They lost to the Broncos week 18 this year, but he didn't start. In the last 23 games Mahomes has played, he's lost one. 22-1 in his last 23 games. Team he lost to, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. This game's gonna be amazing. I'm honestly, I don't feel great about this pick. I really don't. I don't want to say it just yet, but this one is as 50-50 as you can get. I think with it being an Arrowhead, that's obviously a huge advantage. You know, you have Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I know people beat this to death, but they just it's the Chiefs. They just find a way to win. I don't know what it is. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, all of them, all the whole team, offense, defense, special teams, they find a way to win. They just do. They don't have, crazy. I mean, look at their roster. Their roster isn't even. I mean, you have Mahomes, obviously. You have Travis Kelce, Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, running backs. Pacheco's been pretty good, but not this year since he's come back from the injury. The receiving room. No Rashee Rice. He's out for the year. Their best receiver is DeAndre Hopkins at however old he is. Xavier Worthy, a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, their defense is solid. Chris Jones, Karlaftis, Trey McDuffie. I this. I mean, you could say the same thing for the Bills. They're off or their team or their roster isn't great either. I mean, well, it is a very good roster, but on paper, is their roster better than the Lions? No. Is it even better than the Eagles? Probably not. But they have Josh Allen, and Josh Allen, I believe, is what are they? 0-3, 0-4 against the Chiefs in the playoffs. Is this the Bills' year? Now, I believe in my preseason prediction, I picked the Ravens and the Niners in the Super Bowl, and I had the Niners winning. What a miss that was. It's so hard to win 3 Super Bowls in a row, and I think if the Chiefs get there, if they get past this game, if they get through the Bills, I think the Chiefs do win 3 in a row, and then we're gonna have some serious talks about Mahomes and versus Tom Brady. They've already started with the last Super Bowl. Now, if he gets the three-peat, it's going to be even crazier. I mean, these teams are so even offensively. I would give the edge to the Bills. Defensively, probably the Chiefs, but it is very close. Coaching-wise, I'd give it to the Chiefs. Who do I trust more? Give it to the Chiefs. Chiefs are at home. I do think, I mean, I don't know, that maybe this Bills team is different. I really want to take the Bills. Honestly, in my gut and in my heart, it's telling me to take the Bills here. Because I would love the Bills to get to the Super Bowl. They have never won a Super Bowl. They're 0-4 in Super Bowls. I would love for that city and, Josh Allen to finally get over the hump, get over the Chiefs. But my brain, it's telling me to pick the Chiefs. I just trust them. I just do. Mahomes, he's already won 3 Super Bowls. There's a very good chance he wins his 4th and wins 3 in a row. Like I said, whoever wins this game, I think, would be either the Eagles or the Commanders. Whoever gets out of the AFC, and I've been saying this, I said, you could even throw the Ravens in there. I said, whoever gets out of the AFC, whether it's the Chiefs, Bills, or the Ravens, I think would win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna stand by that. Chiefs are at home though, and they have Patrick Mahomes. I know that everybody says that, but it's the truth. They just find a way to win. Andy Reid's the best coach in the league. It's as simple as that. You could argue the Bills' roster's better. You could argue Josh Allen this season. I would give it to you. Josh Allen this season's been better than Mahomes. Their offense, I don't think this is an argument. Offense is definitely better than the Chiefs. Defensively, there's an argument to be made. Like I said, you could argue the Bills team overall is better. James Cook's having a phenomenal season. But in Arrowhead, in the playoffs, I just trust the Chiefs. I just do. Pains me to say it. I would love nothing more for the Chiefs to lose. Um, but I don't think it happens. I don't know. I just trust the Chiefs more. I think it's a safer pick. I'm going to go with the Chiefs at home. But again, that game, 2 point spread right now in favor of Kansas City. Could go either way. But that is going to do it for the NFL Conference Championship playoff predictions slash picks, whatever you want to call it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you go down there, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on the noties to make sure you don't miss whenever we post, because we're posting 4 times a week right now: college basketball, college football, NFL, and NBA. We also do MLB content when that season's going. So if any of that interests you, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to hit 200 by the end of the month. I think we can do it. We're getting really close to the end of the month, but we're getting really close to 200. We're also trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. That's a pretty big goal of mine. We'll see if we can do it. But yeah, if you could subscribe, it'd mean the world to me. It's free, takes 2 seconds, you know. With that being said, though, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Comment down below what your predictions are, what your picks, anything you agree, disagree with what I said. Love to debate down there. But that is going to do it. I will see you guys potentially tomorrow with an NBA video. I think we're gonna do one, but we will see. Just how it's looking tomorrow. So no confirmation, but I think tomorrow will be another episode of NBA Playoff Watch. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.